Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3.
Hi, my name is Chris Minnis, and this is your 2021 NPC Dexter Jackson Classic competitor meeting. First, we want to thank you, and we appreciate that you've chosen the Dexter Jackson Classic to compete this year, and we're going to make sure that your experience goes as smooth as possible. So we're going to go everything to expect from the time you arrive to the time you leave. First, let's go over to the basics. We have 2 host hotels. The first one is the Hyatt Place in Jacksonville, St. John's Center, and the other is the Residence Inn in Jacksonville. Check-ins and tanning both take place at the Hyatt at the St. John's Center. This is just a few minutes from the venue, and right nearby that hotel is a ton of restaurants and shops and everything you need. The show itself takes place at the Lazara, which is the Lazara Theater at the UNF campus located just a couple miles from the hotel. Now, regarding COVID this year, we don't have any restrictions. We don't have any masks. So we just ask that if you're not feeling well, please stay home. All right, so starting with the arrival, we actually, at the venue, we buy out the parking lot, so parking is free. When you pull into the UNF area, you will see a parking lot to the right just before the Lazara, and that's where you park. There's a parking structure right there, and that's just about a minute walk to the Lazara Theater, and you just follow the signs to the Lazara Theater from there. Let's go into tanning a little bit. Tanning takes place at the Hyatt, which is the host hotel. It's also where our check-ins take place. So some important information about tanning. Some of you may not know there are these things they call bootleg tanners out there, and they're not the official tanner. Some of them pretend that they're the official tanner. They use our name, they use our logo, but they're not allowed to tan at our host hotels or at the venue. Reason for this is they often damage the hotels. They'll damage the venue. We had a time where they got glaze all over the floor and someone slipped and hit their head. And what happens is it causes problems for us. It causes problems for the show. And often there's damage fees that need to be paid. Again, these guys aren't going to get you the quality that you're looking for. They are not allowed backstage. So if you need a touch up or something along those lines, glazing, they're not going to be there for you. And I always say it would suck to have a first place physique and a 5th place tan. So the tan is our official tanners, Pro Tan Corporate, and they are tanning right there at the St. John's Center. If you haven't bought your tan, you can now walk up on Friday before the show and tan with them. Some things to know about when you're preparing your skin to tan. You want to loofah your skin for several days before the event. This is going to remove any dead skin, and it's going to make that tanning absorb better. You also want to avoid using any perfumes, any deodorant, any lotions, because that is also going to make it so that that tan does not absorb as well. If you use any skin prep product, make sure you use Pro Tan brand skin prep products, because sometimes you can have a different pH and there can be basically a conflict with other brands and Pro Tan. Since our official tanner is Pro Tan, use their product and you'll be ensured that there won't be any issues when you combine those products. Please, wear loose clothes. You may want to try to avoid leggings, things like that. They're going to pull on the skin and again cause problems or inconsistencies in your tan. And once you've been tanned, please wear long sleeve shirts, long sleeve pants. Be aware of the walls, be aware of the toilets, be aware of your hotel room. Because again, if it's a public space, we'll get charged, or if they catch you, you'll get charged if there's damage. And definitely in the hotel room itself, you'll get charged if there's damage from the tanning. A lot of people will bring, in addition to long sleeves, sometimes their own sheets, own pillowcases, things along those lines. Be sure to cover the toilets. And that's going to just prevent you from wasting your money on damage in the hotel room from the tanning. So trying to help you out there a little bit to save you some money. Okay, we're going to get into check-ins. Now, since this is the official competitor meeting, we bring you in on a schedule. So we don't need to have everybody there all at the same time. All the information you need is right here in this meeting. So first, before you come, go to npcregistration.com and buy your NPC card. Now, you can buy them in person, but it's going to save you time and energy, and you can pay with a credit card if you do that online. Otherwise, you got to bring cash in person. You're going to end up waiting in line. We'd rather get you in and out and on your way as soon as possible. So the check-ins start at 5 p.m. And at 5 p.m., we have men's bodybuilding, classic, women's physique, and fitness. That's it. Everybody with music. So you're going to bring your music to check-ins as well if you haven't already submitted it online. At 5:30, it's figure and wellness. At 6 o'clock, it's men's physique. And we wrap things up at 6:30 with bikini. So once again, that's 5 o'clock for bodybuilding, classic, women's physique, and fitness. 5:30 for figure and wellness. 6 o'clock for men's physique. And 6:30 for bikini. Now, if you need to refer to this at a later time, we have this on our website and also in the competitor email where you likely received this video. So things to bring, as I mentioned, bring that NPC card. Go to npcregistration.com. You can buy it right there, take a screenshot, and then you show it to us. You'll be good to go. Again, wear long pants, long sleeves, because we don't want to get tanning all over the room or furniture. Bring any food you might need. You may be waiting around for an hour to 90 minutes if there's a line. We try to get you out of there sooner, but we'd hate for you to have to miss your food when you're so close to the show. So bring any food you might need. And then again, if you haven't submitted your posing music, you can bring your posing music on a USB as well. We'll grab that from you. All right, so what to expect when you get there. When you arrive, we're going to get you your registration sheet. This is going to be what you've already registered for and your liability release form. As I mentioned earlier, you can buy an NPC card, but it's better to get that online ahead of time. So when you come in, you're actually just going to take a seat. There are going to be a bunch of chairs in there, and we're going to call you up by group. When you are called up, we're going to either height or weigh you, and we're going to write that on your sheet. From there, you're going to go, and then you can. We're going to verify the things you've purchased, and you can purchase additional items at this time. So if you'd like to add a crossover, this is the time to do it. We can add photography. If you've purchased a coach's pass, this is when you will get that coach's pass or purchase a coach's pass as well. So we'll take care of you. Anything you need will happen right at that time. So that's going to bring, and remember, you can add anything you want. And I do suggest trying to compete in as many crossovers as possible. And here's the theory behind that is, if you could just go once, you're always going to walk off stage and go, I could have done something better. I could have posed better. I could have held my stomach in better. I mixed that up. I tripped, whatever it was. So when you do multiple classes, you can get that first one out of the way. The first classes are always your true novice or your master's classes. So you can get out those butterflies early and then move on to your open class feeling really good. And it's amazing because you can hit the stage, maybe make a mistake, maybe do better, go backstage, see your friends, see your coach, and go, you just need to change this one thing. And you go out, change that one thing, and you're going to place higher in the next class. I was literally talking to Olympia judge Sandy Williamson about this very thing, how she'll see somebody, one person will be fifth and the other person will be second in the first class, say the master's class. Then they'll fix something in the open, and the person who's fifth may now beat the person who was in second, and that second person may have dropped down. So they can actually see a switch based on, again, posing, presentation, even things you can do with food or pumping up can improve you as you go. So doing as many classes as possible is going to help. You're going to get more experience, and you get the opportunity to actually fix things if something went wrong. And again, you can have those crossovers right at check-ins. All right, so I'm going to talk about some details with products. I'll start out with makeup. Your makeup, you should have purchased online. You can still purchase that makeup online. And you will have gotten a email or a call or a text from our makeup manager to schedule your time. These all take place at the Lazar Theater beginning at 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. If you haven't gotten your scheduled time, please email our makeup manager. Her email is fufumakeup@gmail.com. That's FOU makeup@gmail.com. All right, moving on to photos. This is the best shape of your life, so it's definitely, you want to get these great photos. The cell phone photos just don't cut it, and especially if you want feedback from the judges, which you can always ask for after the show, like directly after the show, or email them. But you want to have some good pictures to show them. You can also use these for portfolios, of course, social media, for sponsorship, all kinds of things, but you need those high-res photos, those nice, clear, high-res photos to do that. So I highly recommend getting those photos. And who knows, it may be the last time you ever compete. I know that happened to me. Last time I competed, I didn't get photos, and then I had a major injury that basically ended my career. And so I don't have photos from from the last show that I did, which was really arguably the best I ever looked. So from my own experience, I highly recommend getting those photos. I know I wish I did. All right, again, tanning, we talked about quite a bit. You can still book your tanning, but at this point, you'll have to do that in person on Friday at the hotel. All right, coaches passes. You guys, there's two kinds of coaches passes. There is the standard coaches pass, which gets you backstage access, and there's a premier coaches pass, which gets you backstage access plus a VIP seat. You'll need to pick these up at check-in. So don't forget to grab them at check-ins, because there's going to be no place to get them after that point. So make sure, again, to get them at check-ins. I say that a lot because people often forget, so make sure to do that. And then crossovers, as I mentioned, you can add that. And again, that's a great way to get lots and lots of time on stage and lots of experience. All right, so moving on to show day. Like I said, if you book makeup, you're going to arrive very early. And you're going to enter this from the main theater door. So the Lazara door at the UNF campus, you're actually going to walk past the audience, and you'll see a backstage door there. There will be a sign on it. You're going to walk down that hall, and that's going to get you to makeup. All of the tanning that takes place on Saturday is also going to be at the hotel. So they'll be set up there. You'll tan there. When your tanning is done, then you head over to the Lazara Theater right away and compete. Now, we do also have people at the Lazara Theater for touch-ups and glazing, and they're going to be there both at prejudging and finals. All right, so doors for prejudging are 9:30 a.m. and the show starts at 10. Finals doors are at 4:30 and finals start at 5. Now, there's a detailed order of classes. You can find that on our website or inside of the email that you've just received, and be very aware of where you are and the classes are ahead of you so you don't miss your class. All right, tickets. If you purchased a VIP ticket, you're good to go. You're already on our VIP list, so you'll go to our VIP Podium. We'll check you in. We'll get you your VIP wristband and move you on to that VIP section, which is the best seats in the house. And we do still have, I think, about 20 VIP tickets left, so you can, at least at the time of this recording, so you can still pick up those VIP tickets if needed. We also have regular tickets for sale. You can buy them on the website as well. And we're actually not going to have a box office. You just go on your on the app. You go on our website, buy the tickets right there. We scan your code, give you a wristband, and you head on in. It's that easy. This way, you don't have to wait in line at a box office or something like that. You literally just go to our website. We're going to have banners there. You can scan a QR code, going to get you right to that tickets page, and you buy right there. No lines. It's easier than ever. Now, if you're somebody who wants to get in free, we are looking for a few paid positions. We need a couple people to help out with tickets and a couple people for crowd control. So if you'd like to see the event for free and get paid to do it, please email us at events@centerpodium.com. That's events@centerpodium.com. Like I said, we have 2 or 3 positions we need to fill, and hopefully one of you guys can help us out. All right, and in addition to tickets, the show is live streamed. You can visit our website, centerpodium.com, go to the Dexter page and find it there, or go to tv.centerpodium.com. We have an app where you can watch the show. It's an Apple app. We have the Android app, and then you can watch it on Roku and devices similar to that. And you watch the whole live stream right there, 4 camera angles, HD. Really good quality experience. So another thing there, and if it's your grandparents or friends out of town or out of state, they can watch you compete as well. And then you can also watch the show afterwards. And also in this app, we have every show we've ever produced and a lot of advice and training videos, things like that, where you can get additional information and be as prepared as possible to compete. All right, let's talk about a little bit about the flow. We're talking show day here. You're backstage, you're pumping up, getting touched up. Now, first, your competitor button, that's your access. So you're going to get your competitor button. That's going to get you in and out. There's no wristbands or anything like that. So hang on to that competitor button. Definitely don't share it because you could end up not being able to get in. Bring pump up bands while we have some. There may be a lot of people and those may be in use, so make sure to bring some pump up bands, and that way you can get all pumped up and buff and ready to hit that stage. Now, I always recommend listening for the class that's 5 ahead of yours. So in this case, say you're figure B, you're going to want to listen for figure novice. And when you hear figure novice, get right backstage, get ready to line up. We actually shouldn't have to go find you. You should be there already. If we have to go find you, that means you're not where you're supposed to be. So always be paying attention that for that class that's 5 in front of you, so you can be right there where you're supposed to be. That is, it's all of your responsibility to be there on time and be there when your class is ready. Unfortunately, some people do space out, or they're out doing their own thing, or they're waiting for an invitation, and then they end up missing their class. Now, if we don't find you, if you're not where you're supposed to be, we do try to find you. But again, it's not, sometimes things happen, and we'd hate for you to miss your class because there is no refunds. And if you did all this work and to not be able to get on stage, it's frustrating for you and for us. So definitely pay attention. Like I said, we're live streaming it, so you can actually see where we are on the show at any time. We have the order of events already. It's been posted on our website all year. So you have all the information you need to make sure you're going to be there on time. You just have to be alert during the show. So I always say 2 people are going to be missing their class. Don't let one of those 2 people be you. All right. Moving on to conduct. Again, I want to say, leave that long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants on. Don't ever go out from the stage uncovered. Again, we're protecting the theater, and also just want to be in appropriate wear when we're outside of the backstage area. Don't lean on furniture. Don't lean on walls. Don't sit with your bare butt on furniture, and take in what you take out. So any trash. Now, food, they do make an exception for us to bring food backstage, so really be respectful of that, and they've made this special exception for you, so please don't make a mess. Take out what you've taken in. All right, so now we're going to get to the on-stage portion. Now, first, everybody poses. And everybody goes to finals. If you're new, some people don't know that, but basically what happens at prejudging is that's when really the hardcore judging happens. That's where they're really figuring out where you're going to place. At finals is what we call the confirmation round, so they're confirming that the judging from the morning is correct. And that's also when we do the overalls, which is live judged at finals. And then, of course, the awards and posing routines happen at finals. So again, everybody poses morning and night. Now the one exception is fitness. Fitness does not pose in the morning. They just do their routines at night. Fitness no longer has a physique round in the NPC. So they just do their performance at night, and then they come back and they get the awards for fitness. Now, how prejudging is going to go. Prejudging I'm going to start with bikini, figure, wellness, and men's physique. Now, we're going to line you up backstage, and you're going to enter in from stage right. That is competitor's right. So you're going to come in from there, and at prejudging, we're going to bring you out to the diagonal line. Once everybody's lined up at the diagonal line, the head judge is going to ask each individual to come out to the center box, do 1 or 2 poses, and go back. And each person is going to do that until the whole class has done a couple turns at the box. I say a couple turns. It's not, 15 seconds. It's not 30 seconds. It's a couple of your best shots. And again, Sandy Williamson, head Olympia judge, who I mentioned earlier, says the more time you spend out there, the more time they have to find your flaws. Now, judges aren't looking for your best features. They're looking for your worst features, okay? That's something that's important to remember. So show them your 2 best features. Hide anything that you need to work on. We don't want to see fat jiggling. We don't want to see loose skin. Go out there, hit your 1 or 2 best poses, and get off of there before they have a chance to see your flaws. It's great advice. Highly recommend doing that. A lot of people spend too much time out there, and they're going down and down and down and down in placement as they're wasting the judges' time and showing the judges their potential flaws. All right, so once everybody's done those individual presentations, the judges are going to call you out, and they are going to now compare you in the poses. So again, at this point, it's usually still in numerical order, so 1 through 5, and they're going to turn you depending on your class, quarter turn to your right, quarter turn to your right, look at the front, look at the back. And at this point, they're going to now start to rearrange you. And this is going to be first call out. This is where you're going to start to get an idea how you may be placed, and they're going to start to compare you throughout the class. Once they're finished comparing, the judging is over. They're going to ask you to then walk off stage, and the judging portion is over at that point. All right. We're going to get into bodybuilding, classic, and women's physique. Same thing, you're entering from stage right. Now, there's no posing or presentation with these classes in the morning. You pose your full routine at night. And they are going to bring you right out to the judging line. They're going to compare you. And that's when they're going to begin to pose you, go through all of your poses, all your mandatory poses. And now they're going to start to move you around to figure out exactly how you're going to be placed. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you're being judged every minute you're on stage. So if you're not on that front judging line and you're off on the diagonal, you still might be getting judged. The judges may have already looked at what's on front, and they're trying to decide maybe 6th through 10th over here, or making those types of decisions. So keep in mind that the moment you're on stage, the judging begins. It's not just while you're on the judging line. So that's going to be how women's physique, men's bodybuilding, and classic physique is going to go. All right, finals. Now, like I said, fitness doesn't do anything in the morning, but they do in the evening, and they perform their first posing routine. And this is going to be a routine. It's about 90 seconds long. Once fitness is finished, they're going to walk off stage or to bring figure on for their poses. And then, and during that time, the judges are actually tallying the scores for fitness, and they're going to bring the fitness group on after figure and do the awards for fitness. All right, now we're going to get into posing for bikini, figure, men's physique, and wellness. Now, it's now you're going to be able to do your individuals. So nobody's going to be on stage. Again, entering from stage right, you are walking right out to that center X. You go out there, you hit your 2 best poses, and you come off stage. And one thing to know is you only do this routine once. So if you crossed over multiple times, you're only going to perform it once. You don't need to come out and do it over and over. And the same thing over and over and over again because the judges have already seen it. So you come out, you've done your poses, you're going to walk off stage, and then the expediters are going to hold on to the top 5. The top 5 will then go out to the diagonal judges line, and the MC will now call 5th through 1st place, and the trophy girls will then award you your trophies. Now, if you've taken 1st in a open class, and don't go too far because you are now eligible for the overall, and will come back on stage to compete live for the overall. So again, it's 2 to 3 poses when you go out there, when you're on that center X. So, I want to just reaffirm that. And that's basically how that's going to work for bikini, figure, men's physique, and wellness. Now, for bodybuilding, classic, and women's physique, you will have up to a 60-second routine. And that is going to be your pre-choreographed routine. Again, like the other classes, you're only performing that routine once. So if you've done multiple classes, you're only going to do that routine one time. Again, there's no need to do the same routine several times throughout the show. Once the routines for your class have completed, you're going to step right off stage, and the top 5 will now go out to the diagonal, and the trophy girls will now award your 5th through 1st place. All right, so getting into the overalls, we do have overalls in open classes. Anywhere where you see a height class, we typically have an overall. And so now say it's bikini A through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, no, E, sorry, we go to E, so 4 classes. All 4 classes will come out, and now you're going to be live judged and compared. Once the judging is done, you move off to the diagonal, and then the MC will announce who is 1st place and who has won the overall for the show. And that's how it's going to go for each division. Now, I've laid all this out for you, and sometimes there are changes. So this is the basic structure to expect. However, every head judge does something different. Some variables may be the size of classes. There have been times where there's 20 or 30 people in a class, and at that point, the judging flow is going to be a little bit different. Sometimes if there's only one person in a class, they may bring two classes out just to fill the stage and do some of the comparisons with a couple people on stage rather than just a single person. But it's really the prerogative at the end of the day of the head judge how they're going to run and move this program. So it may vary slightly. While this is the standard, it may vary slightly depending on what is actually taking place on the stage that day and what the head judge and the other judges may like to see. All right. Now, we have a section on our website. If you go to centerpodium.com/showtime, it goes into more detail about this. This is actually a free part of our membership site. The membership site has this huge A to Z, 12-week to showtime kind of program to help you with everything you need to know to be prepared for a show. But if you go to centerpodium.com/showtime, you'll see a lot of these resources, and they're available for you for free. From there, if you win the overall, make sure to hang out because we want to do a picture with all the overall winners at the end of the show with Dexter. It's going to be one of our, one of the photos you see quite often when we advertise the show for next year. We do have a bunch of vendors this year, a record number of vendors. So definitely go out there and say hi to them. They're a big reason we get to be in this great venue and have some fantastic production. There's going to be some donuts backstage, so as well as cookies. Oh yeah. So we've got all kinds of goodies for you thanks to these vendors. So definitely go out there, support them, check them out, show them some love, thank them for their support. I know they'll appreciate it and we'll appreciate it. It helps us do what we do. Now we do, and you can see more of it. They actually give you specific promo codes. So if you go to the resources section of the Center Podium site or centerpodium.com/bodybuilding-promo-codes, we have a bunch of discount codes for all kinds of fitness products. So definitely check that out. Center Podium, we have about 8 shows. The remaining shows of the year are the Tahoe show, August 14th and 15th, a big show, free tanning at that show. We have Pro Bikini and Pro Wellness. Then we have the Legion Sports Fest, which is about 10 sports. We have pro bodybuilding, 6 pro divisions, open pro divisions. We have every Masters pro division and an NPC qualifier, national qualifier. Plus we have strongman and powerlifting and arm wrestling and armored combat and CrossFit and just all kinds of stuff. We expect about 2,500 athletes alone, and that's in Reno, Nevada on October 22nd to the 24th. We hope you can make it, but if you can't, definitely live stream it. And then we end the year with the New Mexico State Open on November 13th. We do have a number of international shows, but right now with COVID, they are on hold. But we'll keep you posted as those shows kind of kick back up again once the COVID overseas relaxes a little bit. So anyway, that is the gist of it. If you have any questions, you can hit reply on the email you just got and let us know, or you can save your questions for check-ins. We're happy to help you with everything you need. We just want you to feel like you're very well prepared and not very nervous, and we can answer any questions and that you may have. So, hey, thanks so much for joining us at the Dexter Jackson Classic, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah. Ay, coming in, yeah. Flex, I just wanna win, yeah. LABB, who we running with, yeah. 2233, I'm on 10 again, yeah. State your name, big been dope on flame. I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again. I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping and
Dexter Jackson Classic is phenomenal.
This organization is spectacular.
Everything worked perfectly on time, which is the most important part.
It was easy and smooth, and I had a great experience.
Money clip, I tossed it. I heard it's big bags on big bags on.
Our show is run by competitors for competitors. Live stream, donuts, and the best athletes. We have the best venue, the best website, and custom trophies. So we'll see you next year.